Spizter, and I'm continuing my historical tour of Annapolis. Today I'm at the Maryland State House, which I've been to a couple times, but there's actually an amazing exhibit inside on Washington's resignation, and we're going to get a special tour. So let's check it out. We're lucky to be here with Chris today. He's one of the curators of the archives. Thank you so much for meeting with us today, Chris. So these rooms that we're in, this is where he actually signed the resignation.
Correct. So okay. Washington came here in December of 1783 to resign his military commission. Essentially resigned his military command and giving the power to the people rather than being a dictator or a king himself.
The general public can come right through here.
Absolutely.
It's not just me being on the special tour, but anybody can come in and see this. And this is amazing. And so the portraits we see behind us, these were actual witnesses to the resignation?
Yes, so the whole wall basically encompasses portraits that are in our state collection. They're important, they were revolutionary heroes, but the ones that actually are outlined or actually in the white border were ones from our collection that we know for sure were at the resignation ceremony when Washington formally gives his military command back to the people.
Chris, can you tell me a little bit more about this painting? This is amazing.
Yes, this painting is Washington, Lafayette, and Tillman in Yorktown, and it was commissioned by the Maryland General Assembly to honor Washington at his victory at Yorktown. This painting is significant because it's got two key characters in it to it besides Washington. It has the Marquis de Lafayette and then Tench Tillman, a native son of Maryland. And what's really cool about this painting, I think, is the connection is the actual sword that is in the painting there was donated by its family, and it's actually on display now here in the chamber. And during the actual conservation of the painting, I had to actually get great detailed photographs of the sword itself so everything could be more accurate during the conservation of the painting, so everything got right. But this painting has pretty much been in the State House since it was delivered here in 1784, albeit for one exhibit maybe in the early 20th century.
And it's the original one?
The original painting by Charles Field. So it's a very important painting to the nation.
So this is actually where Washington stood to sign the resignation, am I right?
Correct. Based on our research and protocol, that's where we stood.
I have to get a closer look then. I feel like I'm standing next to history.
Let's do it.
Wow, and he's very tall. He's very tall.
He's 6'2".
Nice. And so he would have stood here and everyone is around. Why is he holding the paper in both hands?
He talks about this very moment, and it's the moment in time when he's reading his speech when he talks about taking care of his troops. And the letter says he was then obliged to say the speech with both hands because he was so overwhelmed with emotion.
So would the other people in attendance have been very emotional at that time?
We a dry eye in the house, and the whole magnitude of this event was not lost on anybody here.
So I know that there are parts of the State House that have been built in more modern times, but this is the actual room, the original room that he did this in.
Correct. We're actually standing where Washington stood on December 23rd, 1783 at noon.
That is amazing, especially since just down the hall we have congressmen and state senators just doing modern work.
Correct.
I mean, they're working here at the same time.
Yeah.
I understand that the actual letter that he wrote is right out there.
It is.
Can we check that out?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, I would love to, thanks. So, I gotta say, looking at the letter, and this is in his actual handwriting,
correct,
it's very exciting because I feel like I'm a part of history right now. I mean, we were just standing next to him in the actual room, his statue, and now we're seeing what he had to hold with both hands in his own handwriting, and I think that's absolutely incredible. So there's lines there, so that's where he's sort of been editing.
He's been editing, right, so he didn't have a scribe with him at the time, so this is why this document is so important, because you actually get a sense of what Washington was actually feeling when he's sitting there and editing the speech, what he's going to say to Congress. So if you come to the other side, I want to show you my favorite part of the whole speech.
Oh, okay.
About 4 lines in the bottom, you see it crossed off and says, "A final farewell." That's a way of saying, I'm going to resign my military commission and give the power to the people, but I'll be nearby in Mount Vernon. If you need my help, I'll be there for you. So it's really cool because you don't have the cleaned up version that's down in the National Archives that's all nice and neat. You kind of lose the sense of those words because final is not there. So you see if it crossed off, it really gives you the idea of his thought process. So knowing that he wanted to come back and help this nation grow and be great.
That's amazing. I cannot tell you, this has been very, very exciting for me.
My pleasure.
It'll be very exciting for you to come see this as well. Thank you so much, Chris. Join me next time. I don't know how we'll top this, but we will go somewhere else exciting and explore historic Annapolis. See you next time.